Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to our movie club. Today we are discussing the movie, what is in it? Jason and the Argonauts, right? Based on old story, on old Greek myths, right? Mythology is like all the bunch of myths, and myths is one story, right? Myths. Okay, Vola, do you know all the characters?
Yes.
Tell us, who is your favorite? Pelias. No?
No.
Okay, who is Zeus?
The main god of in Mount Olympus.
Teacher, do you use pantheon word in English? Of pantheon? Pantheon is like a set of gods.
Oh, pantheon.
Pantheon.
It's a Greek expression, but we don't use it normally. We just call them the Olympian gods.
So it's the main one of Olympian gods. Okay.
Yeah,
Who is
and we pronounce his name Zeus.
Zeus. So another one, Hera. Well, who is?
Zeus' wife, and she queen.
She is a queen.
She is a queen, also of the gods.
Of the gods. Yeah. So, but Zeus, he had a lot of wives, right, teacher? Or they were not wives?
Not wives. He raped a lot of mortals and had demigods. Half god, half human. Yeah.
Okay, let me continue. King Aristo, it's a ruler of, how to pronounce, Thessaly?
Thessaly.
Sergey, do you know where is Thessaly located? I can show you on the map. Nowadays it's Thessaly, and it's in the middle of the Greece. I just was wondering, sometimes these geographical names, they are like extinct. So sometimes the old names don't present on the map, but now Thessalia, we still have it. Okay, he has 2 daughters and 1 son, Jason. Pelias, right? Pelias. King kills King Aristo to usurp the throne of Thessaly. Sergey, do you know the verb to usurp? Am I pronounced correctly? Or to usurp?
We call it usurp.
Usurp. Sergey, you know this verb?
Yes, I know. Yes, it's meaning to collect some district and to become as a giant terranium.
Yeah.
To kill your brother and father, and I'm one king of this land.
Yeah, kind of a dictator, right?
Yeah.
Someone who kind of, as far as I understand, to usurp means to collect all the power in one hand. Am I right, Fisher?
Yeah.
Well, now usurp is like a coup. It means to depose. You knock the guy out of his place and you take his place.
I see.
So it's kind of like, get out of here. Whoop, I'm taking over. So it's seizing the power for yourself.
I see. Okay, let's continue. Acastus, son of Pelias, who accompanies Jason as a crew member. So it was a secret agent, right? Double agent. Jason, the main character, son of King Aristo, the ruler of Thessaly. Argos, the builder of the Argo. And Argo, Jason's ships. Argonauts, it's interesting, Jason's crew on the Argo. Okay, so we have the last one, Hercules. What is demigod? Leila, what is demigod?
Half human, half god.
Yeah, what does it mean? Does it mean that you can live eternal life?
I'm not sure about living an eternal life, but they have got some feelings like human beings, and also had the power like a god.
Yeah, a strong guy, right? And what is quest, Leila? So
on his quest, it means, I think, on the way he's looking for something. Okay.
But I think quest is kind of an adventure, kind of I don't know, some kind of
Quest could be the target. I'm not sure.
Quest is like it's a mission or a goal, but it has an element of excitement and adventure. You have to go out and find what you're looking for. It's not obvious where it is. You've got to seek it out, explore, ask questions, investigate. Yeah.
Right.
I see. Okay, and the last one, last character in the movie, it's a golden fleece. Golden fleece. Somehow in Russia we call it Runo. It doesn't that sound familiar? Golden fleece, another name for this, Runo. Okay, it was in our history books. I suppose it's a Greek name. Probably.
Does it translate as lambskin, or what's the translation?
It's like a special name, you know. So it's a proper name for golden fleece. So I know the only one usage of it. Probably I don't know where it comes. Okay, a magic lambskin that hangs on the tree at the end of the world. Yeah, so, kind of a strange concept to me.
Remember, the world's flat, so you got to go to the end of the world, but don't go off the edge.
Yeah. Jihan, do you have any idea why it's lambskin? Why it's magic? I understand why it's gold, to be precious, but why it's magic?
I don't have any idea. It's new to me.
I think it's because of the myth is ancient, right? So ancient Greeks, they don't think about iPhone, right? Or money or something. They think about something practical.
Oh, maybe I remember they said it can heal. It has some power.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why.
And other powers too, I think. It sounds like it'll make you rich, it'll make you powerful, but the only specific ability they mentioned was healing, and we saw that in the movie. Yeah.
It also brings fertility, it's that, right?
I can't remember, maybe. Yeah. It was powerful. Yeah, it was powerful.
Okay, let's read a bit. As always, you please stop, please ask question whenever you like, so we can discuss at any point. Leila, could you please start?
Okay. Peleus usurps the throne of Thessaly by killing King Aristo. However, there is a prophecy that he will be overthrown by a child of Aristo wearing one sandal. When he kills one of Aristo's daughters, after she had sought and been granted the protection of Hera, Peleus makes an enemy of the goddess.
Yeah, not a good thing to be an enemy of the goddess, right?
Right.
Leila, what is prophecy?
A prediction about what will happen in the future, right?
I think so. It's kind of, do you remember the Matrix movie, right? You are the one.
Yes, I love it.
It's kind of a prophecy. You usually has some kind of religion context to me, right?
Right. Also,
you may remember, go ahead.
No, please, teacher Lee.
You may remember in the Matrix, the black woman was called the Oracle. In ancient Greece, there were temples to the gods, and there were some temples that were called oracles. And in these temples, there were virgin women. I don't know why they have to be virgins, but there were virgin women who were given secrets by the gods that told the future. So Greeks would go to these temples and pray to the gods, and they would go to the oracle and say, what is my future? You know, what's going to happen in the future? And these oracles, if they had been told by the gods what that particular future was, they would say, the gods have foretold that this will happen. And so people believed in oracles. So it, you know, and there's a computer database company called Oracle. Yvonne probably knows that company.
Yeah.
So Oracle is, a
so
well-known word.
Nowadays we call these ladies like fortune tellers, right? Something like this.
Yeah,
It's
they're
not the
not
same.
as
Yeah.
prestigious today.
I can understand. So, Leila, I'm kind of, confused by the prophecy. So, do you think this guy who is going to kill Pelias? Yes. Did she need to?
Jason, you mean?
Yeah. No. The one who, yeah, Jason. So he was
Jason.
wearing one sandal, right?
Right.
Like,
They met and he just noticed that the guy was wearing one sandal, and
like in prophecy.
he
Right?
understood that he was Jason.
Yes, but don't you think it's kind of a small detail for a prophecy, So he's wearing like one sandal all the time? Or
But
No,
isn't it interesting? It is something unusual. Not everybody wears one sandal, right?
he lost it. He lost it in the river when he swam to rescue Pelias.
Yeah.
One sandal came off. He didn't walk around with one sandal, but when he met Pelias, he had one sandal because one sandal got lost in the river. They do these little weird things like this to identify someone without any doubt. This is the man the prophecy is talking about.
But literally, the funny thing was, Jason wasn't interested in finding his other sandal. He says, "Okay, I'm wearing one sandal. Bye-bye."
Well, he just came out of the water. I mean, he's probably going to take off the sandal because you don't want to walk around with one
sandal, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go, Fuse. Whoa, could you please?
20 years later, Jason, Aristus' son, grown to manhood, saves the life of
Pelias?
during a chance encounter, but loses a sandal doing so. He doesn't know that he has killed his father's murder, but Pelias recognizes his Nemesis. Pelias keeps his identity secret. However, he can't just kill Jason. The prophecy also says that he himself will die.
Yeah, very comfortable from prophecy. If this would not say it, Jason would die immediately. So what is identity? What do you think? What is his identity secret? What is identity?
Name?
Yes, kind of name, occupation, who am I, right? What is my identity, right? I don't know, white man, my name is so, I do this, so it's what kind of, all my stories about me, it's an identity. Sergey, what is Nemesis?
I don't know what is Nemesis.
Gerard, could you help us? What is Nemesis?
It's the big enemy.
Big enemy. Yeah, I think so. So it's like kind of proponent of you,
it's
right?
a kind of rival forever.
It's a strong enemy. It's a very strong word for an enemy. Your hated enemy. Like Superman had Lex Luthor. Batman had the Joker, the Riddler, the Penguin. He had a lot of nemesis.
Yeah.
I like it.
God and devil, right? So opposite parts.
Literally, can we say a long-lasting enemy?
It doesn't need to be long-lasting necessarily, just a hated enemy.
Okay, I was thinking about myself.
Like Trump is the nemesis of the liberals. They hate him so bad. They want him to die.
To impeaching him every day of his term.
Yeah.
I know Leila's nemesis. I know Leila.
Yeah.
I cannot say aloud just in case somebody's
You
listening.
don't.
Okay. Well, what is murderer?
The person who killed somewhere.
Exactly. Very good. Very good. Yes, it's a killer. Another word for it. Okay, Sergey, could you please continue reading?
When he learns that Jason is undertaking a dangerous quest to obtain the fabled golden fleece to rally the people of Thessaly, Peleus encourages him, hoping that he will be killed in the attempt. Men from all over Greece compete for the honor of joining Jason. Since their ship is named the Argo, after the ship's builder Argos, they are dubbed the Argonauts. It's logical. Among those chosen are Hercules and Acastus, the son of Peleus, who is sent by his father to sabotage the voyage.
Yeah. So, but we did not cover why Jason needs this golden fleece at all. So what's the reason?
I think it was a task from Peleus. It's always.
So he was just given this task, right? You need
Yeah.
to give this. So
It
when
was
Acastus,
It was to rally the people. He said, when you come to take over the throne, nobody will know you. You need something to impress the people and make them think you're a great hero. So if you bring back this golden fleece, they'll go, whoa, they'll worship you and let you easily take over.
yeah. So people compete for the honor to join in Jason, right? So Acastus, the secret spy, he need to compete as well. Sergey, do you remember?
Yeah, it's remember he fight with something.
Do you remember the episode when they threw some discs or something?
No, it's not Acastus. It was a Gallos with
that's
Heracles, friend of Heracles.
Yeah.
Hercules. For instance, it's an interesting moment. The expedition was very dangerous, very accessible, and very understandable for all. But anyway, a lot of people wanted to go with Jason. Yes, me, and me.
You mean that they were taking risk so easily, right? Without any doubts. This one?
Yeah, and we watched the competition, and in addition, Peleus at the Tyrannium sent his son to this expedition. It's told us about Peleus as a Tyrannium. He wanted to kill his son for
risk his son's house. He didn't want to kill, right? But he was willing to risk his son's life in a dangerous expedition. But I guess it's all about mentality of that time, right? Who are you if you're not taking the risk? You are nobody, right?
My question,
please.
My question was, who was Jason? He was just a guy.
Right.
Why would people rally to him to compete to be on a ship to go to the end of the world? I mean, it's like, he wasn't a famous person, I don't think. So how was he able to attract all of these, superheroes,
I think that Jason had a good PR from Pantheon, from Hera.
I see. Yeah. But he was given this task, right? He had a ship, so, have a ship, we'll travel, so join me.
Well, he had to have the ship built. Argos built the ship for him.
Yeah.
Remember, he told the gods, I need a strong ship that can survive the journey. I'll get the best shipbuilder in Greece. So he had nothing, and he got a crew, and he got a ship built, and the shipbuilder even went with him, and he had no money. How did he arrange this?
Let's call it a good luck, right?
Yeah.
Okay, sabotage the voyage. Gerard, could you please continue?
Jason is taken to Mount Olympus by Hermes to speak to the gods Zeus and Hera. Hera tells him that she wishes him well, but Zeus has imposed restrictions on her assistance. Jason, like all mortals, is a piece in the game, which the gods play against each other. Jason is told that he can only invoke Hera's aid 5 times, the same number of times his sister called on the goddess by name for help before she was slain. In response to Jason's unasked questions, Hera tells him to search for the fleece in the land of Colchis on the other side of the world.
Do you know where is Colchis located?
I don't know nowadays.
Yeah, maybe nowadays.
I don't know where.
I read, maybe I'm wrong, I read that it's where is the Crimea located just now, this place.
Oh,
In the close to Black Sea. So they have a quite a long journey to this place.
yeah, the world was very small for the Greeks at this time.
Must have been, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so Hera, we were able to help only 5 times, right? Can we remember a few of them? So what was these times? What was these events? I think the one of it was to convince the team to go without Hercules, I remember, from the island. So he asked Hera to convince the team, the one. What was the others? Please help us all together. What?
The Jason asked Hera to island with water and
Exactly.
food.
Yeah. So they had a lack of food and water, and he asked Hera to point him to the direction where they can find and refill the shortage of the food. Okay. Leila, help us. We forgot other cases.
So, where did you stop? Because I was just looking.
We are trying to remember all the times when goddess Hera helped Jason. So she
5 times, right?
5 times, yeah. And we remember 2. One of them to point them to the island with water and something. Another one to convince his team to continue the journey. So it was 2.
And what about the one while they were passing through the narrow kind of, what you call it, canal through the mountains?
How's it called, this mountains?
Well, Triton helped them through the rocks.
Right.
That was that little charm that Phineas had given him.
Literally, what is the man, just a god, came out of the sea, half fish, I think. Is it a god as well?
That was kind of like Neptune, the king of the ocean.
Okay.
But in this synopsis, it said he was Triton. I think Triton is Neptune. I think that may be another name for him. So a different god helped. Well, I guess she did help him. I guess she put the chess piece on the board. So yeah, she sent. Yeah, so that was one of. You're right. That was one of the occasions.
Right.
I just recalled another one. Hera scared the horse of Peleus. So he went to the water. Yeah, she said this. So she said this case already given to you. So she scared the horse. So I remember 3 cases so far.
Right. And what about the others?
Okay, what I remember is this. At the very beginning, he said, "Where can I find the fleece?" So he told her, she told him, "You got to go to Colchis on the other side of the world." So he knew he needed a ship and a crew and a strong ship because it was a long way to go.
Okay.
And then on the ocean, they needed food. So they asked for help, and she said, "Go to the Isle of Bronze and get food, but don't take anything else." Neptune, she sent Neptune to help him get through the rocks.
But Hercules, right.
Remember that when they were on the Isle of Bronze and they wanted to leave, the crew kind of mutinied and said, "We're not leaving without Hercules." So he had to ask Hera, "Should we wait for Hercules?" That was another time. And she said, "He's not going to continue. Leave him here. Continue." So that's 4.
She helped with
Oh.
defeating the monster.
No.
The ankle.
Well, yeah, she kind of cheated there, I think. After they got, after the giant dumped them in the water, when Talos picked their ship up and dumped them all in the water, he asked the floating head of Hera, what do we do now? And she said, I can't help you anymore. This is your last question. All I can tell you is go find Phineas, and Phineas will tell you where to go after that.
But
you're right.
He's the blind man?
The blind man. But you're right. When she told him how to defeat the Talos, that was kind of a cheat. I don't think that she had a time to tell him that, but she helped him anyway.
I see.
Yeah.
Wasans, could you please continue? Many dangers, this one.
Many dangers threaten the expedition, but the Argonauts run perilously low on supplies. Jason turns to Hera. She guides him to the Isle of Bronze, but warns him to take nothing but provisions. However, while chasing some goats, Hercules and his friend Talos find a partially open treasure chamber of the gods, surmounted by an enormous bronze statue of Talos.
Yeah, we just discussed this, right? And this bronze statue, it was pretty enormous, I would say, pretty dangerous. So Wasans, how they managed to kill it, or to, I don't know, what's the word, to unarm this bronze statue?
The statue had a weak point at the ankle, so he just how do you say that? Is that unscrewing that? Yeah.
Yeah, unscrewing.
Yeah, unscrewing that. Then blood-like liquid flowed through the hole, and he just choked himself. Something like that. He felt like choking, then falling into pieces.
So Talos had an Achilles heel.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We don't understand what kind of liquid was inside. Was it a fuel? Was it a blood? Was it a why it made him choke? I don't understand. So
maybe oil, so he wouldn't rust.
Yeah, probably. Okay, Jihan, can you please read next?
Okay. Despite Hylas' warning, Hercules steals an enormous brooch pin, the size of javelin. The statue of Talos comes to life and attacks, causing much mayhem before Jason can destroy it using Hera's advice. Hylas goes missing and is presumed dead, but the guilt-ridden Hercules refuses to leave until he knows for certain. The other Argonauts will not abandon Hercules, so Jason is forced to call on Hera for the last time. She confirms that Hylas is indeed dead and that Hercules is destined not to continue with them.
Yeah, so even in this paragraph, he needs help of Hera twice, right?
Yes.
And the reason why Hylas got killed because of this stupid javelin, I would never understand. So wait a minute, right? Wait a minute. Well, let this thing die and then get your javelin. Why not?
Yes,
yeah,
I remember.
Hercules didn't want it that bad, so why would he, you know?
Yeah, interesting.
I'll just mention that kind of a contradiction here. Hercules is the Roman name.
Mm-hmm.
His Greek name is Heracles.
Yeah,
so
kind of means, yeah.
Because they're using Zeus and Hera, the Greek names, they really should have called him Heracles in this movie. But I don't know why in American culture we don't use Heracles. We call him Hercules, which is his Roman name.
Probably
And
just
here
a
we
well-known
call
name.
him Hercules, Turkish name.
Okay.
Okay, let's go to the next one. But what I did not like in the behavior of Jason, that he asked for help in a small situations. If I had only 5 attempts to ask for help, I would save them for something serious. I would not ask for water or something. But
well, I mean, water and food you need to survive, but should we wait for Hercules?
Because maybe the crew refused to come with him without Hercules, so
True,
it's a
true.
serious situation.
But he had no deadline. He wasn't in a hurry.
Yeah.
Wait a
and he didn't even try well to convince them. He just tried. Let's go. No, okay. Then I call to Hera.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to the next one. Leila, could you please?
Okay. Hera also directs them to seek out Phoenix, the blind seer, for the way to Caucasus. They find him tormented by 2 blue-skinned, bat-like harpies sent by Zeus to punish him for misusing his gift of prophecy. In return for imprisoning the flying creatures, Phoenix tells Jason what he needs to know and gives Jason his only possession, an amulet. To reach Caucasus, however, they must pass between the clashing rocks, a strait flanked by towering rock cliffs that shake and drop boulders to sink any ships attempting to pass between them.
Yeah, hard mission. So what do you think about Garpies, Leila? Is it a good punishment?
I don't know. What do you think?
Looks pretty.
He was a sinner for once, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, he sinned one time. And remember, he cursed at the gods and said, I only sinned one time. Why am I being punished every day over and over?
Right,
It's not fair.
Yeah. You see, Ivan, I watched it very attentively.
Yes. I noticed this.
Yeah.
Now, these clashing rocks actually have names. One that's called Sibda, Scylla, and Charybdis. And we have an idiom in English: you're trapped. You're between Scylla and Charybdis. You can't get it. You can't escape. So, because Americans kind of forgot most of their Greek mythology, now we say you're between a rock and a hard place.
much more understandable, right? Without knowing.
We have the similar idioms in Russia.
Yeah.
Do you? Okay. Okay, you do? All right. A harpy, as you can see, harpies do what? They nag and annoy the man over and over and over. In America, sometimes a man will call a nagging woman a harpy. You harpy, leave me alone.
Yeah, exactly. We use this as well, mostly for mothers-in-law. Sergey, sorry.
Yeah, it's a funny moment. In Russia, we have a porridge with name Hercules. It's a very popular porridge.
Yeah, it's kind of a porridge is kind of a cereal for the morning food.
Yeah.
And it's called Hercules. And whenever I was young and was given this food, they were saying you will be strong as a god, as a Hercules. So eat it.
Interesting.
Okay, let's go to the next one. Sergey, could you please?
Fortunately for Argonauts, they learn the second hand. Another ship tries to run the stride from the other direction and founders. In despair, Jason throws Spinner's gift into the water. The good Triton emerges and holds back the rocks long enough to let the Argo pass through. On the other side, they pick up 3 survivors, of the other ship, including Medea, the high priestess of the goddess Hecate.
So what we can learn from this? What does mean they learn this second hand? Is it an idiom?
Yeah, secondhand means you didn't do it yourself. It came from someone else. So they learned about the clashing rocks not firsthand by going between them and getting attacked. They watched another ship come between the rocks and they saw what the rocks did and they went, whoa, that's going to happen to us. So they learned at someone else's expense, secondhand experience.
Yeah, good idea, good idea. To experience all the hardships by second hand, right? So better than first.
Remember that in Olympus, in Mount Olympus, Zeus and Hera were kind of playing a board game. They had a map of the world with playing pieces, like in a human board game. And when the Argo was going between the clashing rocks, remember she picked up a piece and put it next to the ship. That was Triton. So Triton showed up because Hera played a chess piece. Maybe that's why that didn't count as her helping him face to face. That was a playing board move that she made.
Yeah. So save it again by a goddess.
So we're pawns in the game of the gods.
Exactly. Gerard, could you please read the next one? They sight.
They sight Colchis the next day. Acastus and Jason disagree on how to approach the king of Colchis. The argument escalates into a sword fight. Eventually, Acastus is disarmed and jumps into the sea to escape. Believing him dead, Jason and his men accept an invitation from King Aeetes to a feast. But once they are off guard, they are captured and imprisoned. Acastus has betrayed them, telling Aeetes about their mission. However, Medea helps Jason and his men escape.
Gerard, what was the motivation of Medea? Why she helped?
But because Jason saved her first, and she fell in love.
Yes.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. So what we can learn from this story, Leo?
Oh, love is
this exact story of of saving.
Love is useful.
Yeah. But
I
would
was
learn
to ask
that,
something. Yvonne, I'm so sorry. I was interested in these gods and goddesses. So, goddess Hecate, right? Hecate, how do you read it, Teacher Lee?
They pronounce it Hecate.
Hecate. This is Latin word, right?
Greek.
So a Greek, it's what? A Greek word?
Or Latin?
It's Greek. Hecate.
Okay.
I don't know what she's the goddess of, but I know today's witches worship Hecate. So she had something to do with witchcraft, it seems like.
Okay, thank you.
But what would I learn from this story? So never, until you saw the body of your enemy, never suppose he is there. Right?
Yeah, I agree.
Always mistake. Gerard, did you like the feast of this king? What was it natural to you?
The feast?
Feast, yeah, when they have this party.
Dinner.
I don't remember.
The belly dancing, almost.
Okay.
It wasn't Turkish belly dancing.
Okay,
but it was
the feast,
close.
yeah.
No, it's not Turkish. It is Egyptian.
Egyptian? Okay. All right.
I read it a lot, right?
Yes,
Okay.
Medea was very beautiful. Yes.
But I like it that they did not have like usual tables. They have kind of a beds for feast, right? So it wasn't a bed, something between, some kind of sofas. Interesting. Okay, Vasans, could you please read next one?
They sight Hercules the next day. Acastus and Jason disagree on how to approach the king of Hercules. The argument escalates into a sword fight. Eventually, Acastus is disarmed and jumps into the sea to escape. Believing him dead, Jason and his men accept an invitation from King Achilles to a feast. But once they are off guard, they are captured and imprisoned. Acastus has betrayed them, telling Achilles about their mission. However, Medea helps Jason and his men escape.
Vasant, can you please read one more?
Acastus tries to steal the fleece himself, but is fatally wounded by its guardian, the many-headed Hydra. Jason succeeds in killing the monster and taking the fleece, but Achilles is not far behind. He strews the teeth of the Hydra on the ground and prays to Hecate.
Yeah. So how Jason managed to kill the Hydra? So what was his secret? Do you remember?
He tackled, I believe, tackled, and finally he used his sword to stab the Hydra, and it died.
And the king, this king was this kind of a witch, right? He got the teeth of the Hydra to create skeletons. Yeah. Jihan, could you read about skeletons? The next one.
Okay, the planted teeth sprout out of the ground as armed skeletons who pursue and battle Jason and two of his men in a famous 4 minutes stop motion sequence that took special effects with wizardry. Harryhausen 4.5 months to produce. Seeing that his companions have been slain, Jason escapes by jumping off a cliff into the sea.
Yeah. So these skeletons, these armored skeletons, they were really kind of invincible. Right? Yes, you cannot kill them. They already killed.
Yes, but I didn't understand what's between the brackets.
So it says that this whole scene, when you watch it, it's only 4 minutes, right? But to create this scene at that time in 63, right? In 1963, they spent 4.5 months to produce this scene.
In other words, what stop action is, they didn't have computer generated graphics back in those days. So they had the skeleton. So the way they had to film it was they took a picture of the skeleton like this. And then they took a picture of him like this. And then they took a picture of him like this. And then they took a picture of him like this. And they had to put all these pictures together and integrate that with the people fighting that thing. So it took them 4.5 months just to keep repositioning these skeletons a little bit each time and putting all of those pictures together to make a moving scene. So 4 minutes took 4.5 months to film.
But they were really funny.
That's why they moved kind of weird.
Yeah.
But the timing was very good, the action sequence were choreographed very well because they had to imagine that the skeletons are in front of them and they had to perform the action, and the editors have to match both skeletons and the humans just right in place, correct place. That's really amazing.
Now today what they do is they'll put a bodysuit on a person, a whole body suit with all kind of electrodes in it, and they will the person will move like the monster, and then later they'll kind of like green screen, they'll replace the man with the monster, but it'll have his fluid movements because of that suit was computerizing all of his movements in digital form. You know what I'm talking about, Ivan?
Yeah, nowadays they have a lot of tricks, right, to do these
Yeah.
things. They can
Yeah.
replicate people. So they when they have a mass scenes with many people involved, they actually have 3 or 4 of them and then replicate them. And you know, you have 1,000 of skeletons who moves naturally, but they have different pace or different delay or different start moment. So it's not that bad. So it's a tedious job back then, and it's a fantastic job. But I guess now it's hard to comprehend, right? Why to spend so many times for this?
But back then, when I was young and I watched these movies, man, it was great. It was like, wow, this is cool.
Yeah, I can imagine. It's like Terminator 2 for me. When I watched this with all these liquid robots, it was just happening. I can see this. So how did they made a liquid robot? So it was pretty natural.
Yeah, wow.
Okay, the last one paragraph, the short one. Bova, could you please read it?
The planet.
No, the quest?
The quest
Fulfilled.
He, Medea, and the surviving Argonauts starts to the return voyage to Thessaly.
Thessaly. What does mean the quest fulfilled? What does mean fulfilled? Break it into 2 words, full and filled. So it's to complete, you know, to fill it like a glass, fulfilled. So they completed the quest. They got this golden fleece, right? So do you know the story? Did they manage to return to Thessaly?
Yes.
And what happened next? What King said?
Jason is winning the.
He's a king now. Okay, so he got a kingdom after this. Okay, good story.
He goes back and says, everyone, I got the fleece. I'm going to replace the king. He's a jerk. Okay. Happy ending.
Nice. Okay, so what can we learn from this story? Well, I asked you already, so we know the love always win. You know, we always use love. If you pay
No. I'm not talking about love this time. But
Okay.
what I think is that, you know, if you want to succeed something, for example, to realize your lifelong dream, if you are determined enough, you can manage. I think.
My take of this, my take of this movie, you know, 2 of them. First, as we joke in Russia, don't have $100, have 100 friends if you can. So it's better. And another one is, you know, if you have a god or goddess, which is better to help you, you know, it helps a lot. So Sergey, what I missed? What else we can learn?
In my opinion, I think that from Zeus' time, men wanted a glory, and they didn't want to live inside the houses. They wanted to share their power and to have more glory and glory.
Well, interesting observation, right? So at that time, you know, nowadays we like teach our children in what way, you know, do what you like. Never, you know, I don't want to demand anything from you. Just be happy, all these liberal things, you know. But back then, you know, if you're a man, so man gotta do what man gotta do, right? Take your journey, you know, destroy all the tribes you find on your way. So get a girl somewhere from another kingdom, get a Greek golden fleece. So do all these things.
Yes, but on the other hand, we don't know truly how people lived 2,000 or 10,000 years ago. We read only Greek authors' story.
The history is written by winners, so we know the winners' story, right?
Yeah, and I'm sorry for Vasant, and I have a questions. I have a question about Greek story. Why the small country share their mythology, their culture everywhere? Not Italy, not Rome, not Africa, but small country around the world. All people know about Zeus, about Heracles, etc.
Okay, I have a few answers, but let's ask someone else. So I think it's mostly because they were very well developed. So at least they have writing, you know, sources, documents, and all the things we can learn them. It's not like barbarians. But let's ask Gerard. Gerard, why do you think that heritage of Greek Empire so many of them?
It is told that Herodot, I don't know his name in English, was the father of history because he started writing histories.
Yep.
So the Greeks started to write, but I don't know whether the Sumerians started first. The Sumerians, I think, were in Iran, Iraq, this on.
Also, Greek philosophers are very popular.
And
so they were pretty well developed. They actually invented a lot of in mathematics, in math, in astronomy. So they had a lot of observation. So they were very developed. I'm not surprised that, you know, other tribes who used to hunt monkeys at that time don't have this massive heritage. You know.
The Greeks were very famous back in those days. They were, as Von said, they were advanced, they were intellectual, they were artistic, they had plays, they had big poets, they wrote huge stories, a lot of literature. So I think all of this just kind of spread, and they had famous philosophers. They had Plato and Socrates, and a lot of and Homer wrote the Iliad or the Odyssey and all these, and you know, all this stuff. It just made them famous. And then the Romans took their mythology and kind of adopted it as Roman mythology. They just gave the gods different names, but they used the same gods. So I think and then the Romans spread everywhere. So I think all of this, just contributed to it. But that's a good point. Small country, huge effect.
Yeah, exactly. And they philosophers, as you mentioned, they actually still kind of actual. So we still learn them. We still learn for instance, Stoic philosophy, and we can still apply it to our life. So not many things changed. And actually, you know, democracy. Who invented democracy? Greeks. So still, I'm not a big fan of democracy, but still, it's invented there. Vasant, sorry for long waiting. Your question.
Okay. Now, I just watched the skeleton scene, and I understand how they filmed by putting images together, just as Chetty said. But at one point, Jason cut a skeleton's head on point, you know, and it fell on the ground. It looks so legit. I wonder how did they film it? If it's in a single shape, they can use the shot by shot technology. But this one, a head, a skeleton's head hanging on the air, that's really hard to film it.
Well, that part probably they filmed in real time. They had the thing there and they just kind of knocked the head off and they filmed it falling. You know, I don't know. That's a good point though. Yeah. How did they do that? Yeah.
Yeah, but put all this together, you know, real time filming and I don't know what's the name for the next one, like animation, all this small animation. It's a hard job. I can't believe it.
Yeah, you can go on the internet and see little videos where somebody will take like clay, like a little soft material, and they'll make a little figure and they'll make it look like it's moving, but really they're taking a bunch of pictures and then reposition after every picture, they move it a little bit and take another picture. And when they put them all together, it looks like this thing is moving. So it's amazing how they do that.
Okay, anything else about the movie we should mention before we
go to
I
have a question. I have two questions about where is Colchins now?
From what I read, it's in Crimea, but correct me if I'm wrong.
Not Crimea. It's a Georgia and Abkhazia. It's a
But it's very close. It's still same like region. Yeah. So Georgian coast of Black Sea.
Yeah, and before the movie, and I don't remember discuss it or not. Before the movie, I read the story about gold miners. My grandfather was a gold miner, but he didn't tell me this story. But in this region, gold miners use fleece for cleaning small gold pieces from water and from ground. It's a real story.
Okay, so they use it like a network, like how usually how we call this device, you know, when you put all this yours together, then you put it under the water and you clean the water.
We call it a sieve, S-I-E-V-E.
Yeah. So probably they use this fleece like a sieve for.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. Okay.
Okay, so it can explain how we got a golden fleece, right?
Yeah.
Remember also a point in the movie where Jason's in like a ruined temple, and he finds a broken head of a statue.
Yeah.
And he says, "Oh, this statue is Hermes." Hermes is the Greek name for Mercury, the messenger of the gods. And this man was standing there with him and said, "Oh, you want to talk to the gods?" Well, he was the messenger of the gods. So he said, "Boom, let me take you up there." And he took him up to see the gods. That was Mercury. Mercury has wings on his helmet and wings on his feet, so he can fly quickly and deliver messages like FedEx, 1-day delivery. Okay. If you notice his staff, he carried a staff in his hands. Did you notice that staff? Did it look familiar to you?
Can't see.
It was a rod with 2 snakes around it.
Ah, yeah.
He was the god of medicine also, and we use that symbol for medicine even today.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. So he had a lot of roles in his life.
Yeah. Little soul.
Okay, let's go to the slides. Vasant, why is the name of Jason made of marble or what it is?
Yeah, stone. It resembles ancient time.
Yeah.
Temples, temples are made out of stone, right? Roman concrete.
And I can see a lot of Argonauts, but they look a bit medieval to me, like Roman soldiers because of these helmets.
Yeah, I thought it was funny. He's fighting this Hydra. He's got a shield and a sword, fighting 7 heads, and he throws the shield away. That was a stupid strategy.
Okay, let's start from the beginning. Leila, could you please describe this one?
Let me try to remember. It is the beginning of the film, I think. And yeah. Who was the guy coming up?
It was a king, I guess.
Yeah. Right. And the other man is in reality he's the god, but here kind of just saying some things and saying prophecies to the king, right? I remember he was holding a kind of pan or pot, and there was something very hot, coal maybe. He took the very hot stuff in his hands and tried to read the future. And he said to the king, "You are going to win the battle, and but you're going to kill the king, but his son is going to be a grown-up person, and he's going to come and kill you."
Yeah, exactly. And there was a moment when he said, I don't need my my sword anymore. And
Yeah.
But then he got it back, right? Okay.
Right, when he learned that his son was going to kill him, right?
So we can see a few small tents, right, on the beach, in the shadow of the trees.
Right, on the right.
And
There
I
is
guess
someone.
there is some kind of a sheep or something on the beach. A lot of horses.
And Rocky Shore, Teacher Lee wrote it for me. Thank you, Teacher Lee.
Yeah, Rocky Shore. Yeah. Well, looks like a good place to live. Okay, let's go to the next one. Sergey, could you please explain what is happening there?
Yeah, there is a moment when the sister of Jason takes the proud.
How we
Yeah,
call
we
it?
can-
To pray, right?
To pray, yeah. We can see hand of Hera and small baby of Jason and the stones floor and typical Greek dress on the sister.
Yeah, how we call it? Tunic, probably.
Tunic.
I don't know.
Okay.
It's a kind of fancy dress.
Tunics
But
are usually for
I
men.
love it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Teacher
But
Lee,
she
it
was
is
a-
still fashionable.
She was a queen, right? She need a fancy dress. She wasn't.
Yeah, it's kind of a unique Greek style dress. Over one shoulder, one piece, soft, smooth, flows over the body. Yeah. Yeah.
But was it a Jason? Or it was his sister? I don't remember.
I think earlier in the movie, it showed a soldier holding a baby running away. I think that might have been Jason. This was a
Yeah.
girl baby, I think.
Yeah. Something like this. Okay. The continuation of this story, right? Posans, could you please tell us?
The king, he killed the princess without knowing the full prophecy. The god Hera, I think Hera appeared from nowhere, and she said that Jason will avenge him. So there's no point of killing her. I think he left the younger sister alive. Maybe they may show it in the second part.
He looks like a Roman soldier to me. If you ask me, without context, I would say he's a Roman one, right?
Yeah.
Legion, from Roman legion.
Yep.
Okay, Hera is here. Okay, the a person. We can see the shadow of a person, right?
Okay, looking at the god's position, I have a theory, because in my culture, the god's purpose defines the position of the statue. You know, if it is a protecting god, it will never sit. It will always in a standing position, holding a sword or something, or it will be on a horse. You know? It has to be vigilant. It has to be awake, and has to protect the entire community. So they will never sit down. Some other gods will have the benefit, the privilege to sit down and take care of the entire world.
Yeah, she was the queen, so it looks like she's sitting in a throne like a queen might. Now, this statue, this looks almost Indian to me, Vasant, because your statues always have a hand sticking out, right?
Yeah.
So she looks kind of like a
Blessing,
Buddha. Yeah.
Okay. Whoa, anything else about the picture?
I see that in the Hera's holder.
You mean hand holders on the chair, right? Yes. This one, hand. Yeah.
The ships.
Yeah, we can see golden ships, right, as on a chair. So the place where you put your hand on the chair, right? We can see two
Armrest. Yeah.
armrest. Yeah, we can see two ships. Yeah, good eyes, good eye, and they're golden, right? So it's a key for us, right? What will happen?
And the chair is so tall, she needs a footrest to rest
Footrest.
your feet on.
Yeah, interesting. Okay, another one. Okay, Gerard leave us. Jihan, would you please describe this one?
Okay. Here's when Jason came. I don't know what's the man name. It starts with P. Okay. Here's some women dancing. And some of the like soldiers standing around them. And also I see one man holding an instrument. I don't know what it is. And there's a river behind them, the green area. And I see they have they have a formal clothes with red and gold.
Yeah, so they are traveling, right? Something like this. So it's not like a village or something. They're just like moving somewhere. It's an expedition, I would say.
Yes.
So, and I would say these men, they know how to live. They have everything, right? They have chairs, they have table, golden wine, and they have. Can you see on the left? They have a lamp, or what is this? A
Grilling.
Yeah.
What we call it, teacher, like grilling.
Grilling lamp.
The lamp.
On the left, we have like props and horizontal bar and a lamp attached to it.
You mean the animal? You talking about the lamp or the animal hanging on some sticks?
Yeah.
Right.
The
So it's like
animal's
going
eye.
to fry it, right?
Yeah, kind of like your outside grill. Yeah. Yvonne, do you remember? Oh,
Yeah,
go ahead.
Okay. And they have own orchestra and own dancing club, so they are well prepared to their job.
Yeah, pretty nice. Do you remember in Star Trek the episode where Spock has to go back to Vulcan and fight Kirk in a death match?
Yeah.
And they had an instrument kind of like this Greek instrument that they shook.
Right.
They copied this Greek instrument.
Yeah, nice one. And I like this gazebo, this improvised gazebo. So next time when we go and try to travel, I will take all this with us. Just to be comfortable. Okay, a moment of what is this? Consultation with gods, right? Leila, could you please describe this?
Okay. I think they are following Jason and his they're talking to Jason. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Do you remember the name of the man on the left? Was wearing the golden helmet.
Told us Hermes, right?
Hermes, yeah. Mercury.
Hermes. Okay.
Yeah.
Hermes took him there, and Jason and Zeus were talking, and Jason was a bit rebellious, but Hera decided to help him. And that's all I remember.
Yeah, what do you think about their buildings? Would you like to live here?
I mean, that's what I have learned from you, Roman style.
Kind of Greek style, but how to say it?
I can see the pillars.
Romans took this style, right?
Right.
Columns and bas-reliefs on the walls, and kind of many persons on this.
Yeah, a lot of statues there.
I think if you study architecture, there are three kinds of stone column designs. You see at the top of the stone column, there's a little metal decoration. There's like three styles of that. One's called Ionian, and I forgot the other two, but I think those are uniquely Greek styles.
Teacher Lee, is it my homework for next week?
Okay.
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 No, thank you.
Okay, let's go further. So, whoa, what is happening?
Jason is
Choosing? Mhm.
choosing the
Crew members, right?
crew
Assist.
members.
Mhm.
This is Heracles,
Heracle. Mhm.
Heracles and Zeus.
Mhm.
They want to throw
A disc.
this.
I remember there was a stone island somewhere in the sea, and they were about, should I overcome this island or to hit it? And they said it will be fine enough if you make a half of the distance, right? But he was smart. He kind of, how we call it, throws in the way to reflect from the water, right? To disc reflects from the water. What's the word for this? Skipped?
We call it skipping. Yeah, he skipped it over the water.
Skipped over the water, yeah. It was a nice one.
Kids do this with a little rock sometimes on a lake. They'll find a little flat rock and you throw it kind of parallel to the top of the water and it.
But I don't know, does it prolong the distance? The stone can, I don't think so.
I wouldn't think so. To me, it would slow it down more than going through the air.
Exactly. Exactly. Okay, so many people, why he did this clothes? What it looks like? Like an animal's skin, right?
Yes.
Animal heat, something. They have spears, they have discs, they have some stones in the hands. I can see this, how called, bow, right? Long bow to spare an arrow. That's all.
I guess the white headband meant you were accepted, right? You became a member.
Yeah.
Could be. Argonauts. So you are an Argonaut.
You made it. Yeah, you made it.
You are in the army now.
Yeah. You're in the army now. Yeah.
Okay. What about this one? What they are doing?
Iago showing his ship and explaining the statue thing to him. It's a special designed statue, this ship. Luckily, it has the ability to communicate with the god, Hera. And it is covered with bamboo sticks, I believe, and woolen.
I cannot say how it calls it. It's kind of a skin of animal, right? Skin of the lamb, probably. But how we call it? A heat?
Or feathers or fur tails or something. Yeah, fur. Now notice that this is supposed to be the figurehead of the ship. Normally the figurehead is on the very front of the ship. It leads the ship, but Argos, for some reason, felt that this regal statue of Hera should be at the back of the ship for some reason. Conveniently, it's behind the helm where you steer, so he can turn around and ask it a question.
So advisor, right? Advisor of the ship. You can always, if something goes wrong, just ask your goddess on the duty, right? So what I'm doing wrong. Okay, let's go to the next one. Jihan, would you like to describe this one?
Yes. Here's when they arrived to the island. And this is the chamber, right? Hercules and the other man get inside. What can I say?
So it's kind of a treasure room, right? Where
Yes.
gods keep their belongings.
Yes, they were excited to take some stuff, but the other one on the left side told Hercules that they should leave everything and get out, as Jason told them, but he didn't listen to him. So they locked inside.
Yeah, so they were tempted to get something, to get this, how we call it, a needle, right? But this needle was enough to be a javelin or to be a spear.
Yeah.
And it's all made of metal, right? Gold and bronze, probably all this precious materials back then. Okay, good one. Let's go to the next one. Whoa, what is happening there?
The Talos.
Talos?
Talos
Mhm.
is take the ship from water
Mhm.
and
shake it, right?
shake, yes.
Why he is angry?
Because Heracles take from his
Storage. Took a thing from his storage. Right?
yes some for her.
Mhm. A pin, probably, right? How we call it? A pin.
Brooch.
Brooch. Mhm.
There is a famous, if you've ever heard the term the seven wonders of the world, or the
Yeah.
ancient seven wonders of the world, I think one of them was called the Colossus of Rhodes. And it's a statue just like this, that's a giant statue that stands across two rocks, and it's a harbor, and the ships sail between his legs. So this scene is kind of duplicating that Colossus of Rhodes statue. Yeah.
Anything else? Well, we can see that the ship actually has a sail, right? So it can use a winter wind for movement. But they were shoveling, or how we call it,
Paddling or rowing. Yeah.
Rowing all the time, right? During the journey. So they did not use wind, it seems. Okay, and this guy, I mean Talos, he has a lot of muscles, right? He's an athlete. Strange for like a bronze guy, I would say. But he has his Achilles heel, as teacher Lee mentioned. We can see this. A little small hole, to lose all your vital abilities.
I suspect in real life, when he broke that loose, the pressure would have blasted him 30 feet backwards, I think.
Yeah, Leila, what about this one?
I hated those creatures. And while I was watching, I said, oh my God, if they were here with me now, I would be, so scared. Harpies, I don't know, they are torturing the blind guy by stealing his food, and they don't let him eat his food, although he's very hungry. And this is his punishment, I guess.
I have a question for all of you. So this is ancient time, right? A lot of Greece building. We can see a lot of Greece building.
Right.
Why they are already damaged, all of them? We can see all these columns, and it's a bit of in ruins. So why it's happening? Wasans, what do you think? I thought they were in ruins because of long time, but for the movie it's a current time.
That's right. It should be brand new in that time, right?
They should be brand new with many pictures on them. I don't know, in a very good condition, but we can see that ruins everywhere. So like it looks now.
Ivan,
Yeah.
thank you. You have given me a different point of view. While watching the films from now on, I'm going to take down some notes.
Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, it's moving rocks. And who was sent? Triton, right? Vasant, could you please?
This is Triton helps them to cross through the narrow waterway.
Scylla and Charybdis.
Charybdis.
Charybdis. Scylla and Charybdis. Okay, I need to memorize this. I will impress people by my Greece knowing. Okay, Scylla and Charybdis.
I wonder what would happen in the reality. Dear God, could you please raise your hand a little bit more? You are blocking your way.
Yeah, hard to manage. Yeah.
What I've seen in some movies was that instead of the rocks crumbling, the rocks actually move together and crush you, and then they move apart. But these didn't do that. They just kind of crumbled.
Yeah. Okay, let's go to the next one. Jihan, what is happening here?
Here's this woman who was on the first ship, which crashed by the rocks. So when they pass, Jason swam to help her. And it seems they fall in love immediately.
Yeah, she's
What else? I
pretty.
think that's all.
She's pretty, right? And her name was Medea, right? Right? It's Medea.
I
Yeah.
don't remember. She was a
Yeah,
priest.
yeah.
Medea, yeah.
And it was very comfortable that she is apprised of this, all the things, and she knows where to get this golden fleece. So big luck. Big luck.
Special person, yeah. VIP.
Okay, so they met the king of Colchis, right? And I like the dance that they meet. I like the style of the heads. On the left, this guards has interesting heads. Yeah. But style still Greece, right? They have columns. They're kind of colored in a different way, but still similar. Doesn't look like Georgia to me. Sergei told us it was Georgia, but I can't agree.
Kind of a unique design. The edge of the stairs are kind of in a blocky pyramid shape.
Yep.
Or triangle shape. Kind of unique to me. I haven't seen that design before.
Agreed.
We have this style here in some old buildings.
Do you? Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, let's skip a few to. Oh, wow. Oh, what is happening?
The Jason is fighting with Hydra.
So what is Hydra's superpower? Why she is dangerous, or he is dangerous?
Because it has a lot of heads.
I can see 5, but teacher wrote it's 7. It must be 7.
But
no.
I don't remember in the
Movie?
No history that I
This you read before?
yes about Hydra, but I remember that Heracles has Hydra with a lot of heads.
It was another story, yes, Heracles and Hydra. Yes. And it was in Pyrenees or something, right? Pyrenees, Hydra of Pyrenees, it's called the story.
Recall that in another mythology story, Hercules was punished. Hera drove him insane. He killed his family. And as punishment, he had to do 12 labors, 12 tasks or quests. One
Mhm.
of the quests was he had to kill a 9-headed hydra. And when he started fighting it, when he cut off one head, 2 heads grew back. And he went, oh my God, I can't kill this creature. In this movie, he didn't cut off a head, so we didn't see that. He just
Mhm.
stabbed it in the chest. So this was kind of a wimpy fight to me. He couldn't have beaten this thing in real life.
But it looks pretty nasty.
Yeah.
And the whole place looks like I would not go there. Looks pretty depressive.
And
Well,
even the way he's using the sword is funny.
Yeah.
He's cutting her nail or what he's doing.
In
Trying
Greek
to
mythology,
get freedom. Yeah.
in the early days of the universe, the Titans, Ivan, created a race of giants.
Mhm.
And they had 50 heads and 100 arms. Can you imagine what that would look like?
But it's hard to coordinate your arm when you have so many, right?
The Greeks are great at making weird monsters.
Agreed. Anything else?
Um,
Oh. Okay, let's go through the Osans, what he's doing and why.
He's correcting the truth of Hera
Mhm.
in order to perform the magic ritual.
Yeah, nice idea, right? In case of danger, just throw a few teeth, and you will be protected.
I don't know why does the teeth only has the power, not all skeleton.
I want to know how the king knew about these teeth and that they would grow into skeleton soldiers. How did he know that?
We don't know. Prophecy, another prophecy. Okay, so the lady was hurt by a spear into her back, and they used the golden fleece to immediately to heal her, right? Because it's a magic thing. Okay, our favorite one. Jihad, would you like to describe?
Okay, here's when the skeletons sprout out. What can I say? They were holding their swords and some shields.
Mhm. Tell us how to kill such a creature.
Maybe you can't kill. You can kill it. You have just to run away,
Mhm.
as Jason did.
Yeah, but they look very menacing, right? I would not like to have a fight with a skeleton.
Actually, I didn't like this part. I don't know. It sounds like it seems like funny. It's not scary at
Yeah,
all.
I
The way they
agree.
move.
This war.
I think you can't kill scared, but you can cut his arms. Become not dangerous.
Not dangerous. He cannot hold an axe, right, or a sword. So just cut his arms and his legs and run away. That's the recipe. Okay, good one. Yeah, but looks funny. For that days, I think they spent a lot of time to create the picture. But for nowadays standards, it's pretty much nothing, right?
Yeah, it's a joke.
It's a joke, yeah. So that's interesting how it's all changing, right? So nowadays we used to see, huge colonies in space with ships, with all many details, with uniforms, and we are not impressed, right? It's supposed to taken as granted, right? So just a movie.
Yeah.
Okay, Layla, the last one. 3 ladies on the picture.
Yeah, the last one, the romantic scene. Okay. After they fulfill their mission, they come together and they know that they love each other, and Hera and Jason will love each other, will be happy forever.
Yeah, seems so. What do you think about her? I don't know, jewelry on the head. How
I mean, I like those kind of things. I sometimes look at the Indian ladies' jewelry as well. I'm interested in jewelry a lot. I like it.
Seems it's
Notice-
hard to get to hard to wear this, I would say.
Sure, but for beauty, a woman can wear anything.
I see. Teacher Lee?
Notice this picture's got kind of a unique aspect. It's got Hera looking at them,
Mhm.
and it's got the figurehead of Hera also looking at them. So Hera's looking down on them in two
Right.
different aspects.
You see, this is teacher what Lee is describing, and this is mine. There is a lot of, oh my God, I have to study more.
Okay, it was the last slide for today. And I don't know where should we continue to talk about story, but I think we have it covered. Right? Usually we forgot something. Did we forget something important? Did we forget something? I don't think so. Okay, but it was a pretty obsolete movie, I guess, for nowadays, but it still has the same story. And what I'm afraid of, modern movie, it will have a better picture for sure, but they can miss the whole story at all, as always.
Yeah.
Yeah, movies today are all action and no story, no character development,
Right. So probably we did not waste our time. We spend it for a good one, I guess.
So Leila mustn't choose any. Thank you, Ivan.
Okay, thank you all for coming. Thank you all for discussion, and see you next week.
Thank you.
We'll
Thank you,
choose
teacher
something.
Lee.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, teacher Lee, for your support.
Thank you. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
And stopping recording and saving chat.